This one's shared to us by John Deaton. He says, we will soon witness the final and most aggressive push to shut down crypto. And this one was shared here. The White House just published its crypto policy roadmap saying Bitcoin adoption by mainstream institutions would be a grave mistake. So I just shared a video this morning actually about John Deaton talking about how regulations aren't going to come from Congress until 2025 is John Deaton's prediction. And so we're just hoping that Congress kind of gets their act together here sooner. But we see that this White House kind of just getting in line there with the Wall Street bankers, and kind of what the Wall Street pitch has been is that this is, not safe. This would be a mistake. And, what's funny is that I do believe that Bitcoin adoption is not the move. Not the move. It's not the move for me. And I'm not here to give financial advice and tell anybody what to do, but it ain't the move for me. So I would actually agree that Bitcoin adoption is not the move. I don't know if I would call it a grave mistake, right? But once again, we know what their move is and how they're positioned to move here with digital assets, and that is to basically wipe out many of these cryptocurrencies through regulation. And then they got the plans to roll out the CBDC. The White House puts out their little report talking about institutions should not be adopting Bitcoin, and everyone should just accept their CBDC. But then we also see Elizabeth Warren, the banker shill that is Elizabeth Warren, comes out here, and she was coordinating questions and testimony with officials from the SEC before their leader testified before Warren's committee in 2021. That's right, guys. So back in 2021, when good guy Gary Gensler went and took the stand there in the DC situation, Elizabeth Warren was colluding with Gary Gensler on the questioning that was going to take place. And it's funny because we called this out when it occurred, right? And this was kind of what was to be expected. But I did find this one funny from Jeremy Hogan. He sends this message to Elizabeth Warren. Hi, Senator Warren. Collusion is defined as a secret conspiracy in order to deceive others. Secret. So don't use email to collude with the SEC's chair, Gensler. Instead, use WhatsApp or Telegram from a personal device. You're welcome, Jeremy. So Jeremy trying to help out Elizabeth Warren hide from the collusion and the secret conspiracy that she's involved in here. But I mean, we called this out from the very beginning, right? Because it's like she steps in just like Brad Sherman did. The Wall Street shills step in and they ask good guy Gary. They set him up on a platter to just come in and be the good guy and smack down the cryptocurrency space. And that's how I really feel like they're setting this thing up. Like I call him good guy Gary. They're setting him up to be the good guy. He understands the tech, right? But he's just here to protect you investors. And so he's going to introduce regulations after having us without clarity for years. He's going to bring in some broad sweeping regulations along with Congress, and then they can go after 99% of these projects that did an ICO, that raised funds before their project was even built out, did meet the definition of a security. Gary Gensler is going to have plenty of jurisdiction to go after these guys, right? And he's going to be touted as the good guy, because he's going to be getting rid of the bad guys. Meanwhile, he is protecting investors. Even though he didn't catch FTX, even though he didn't catch Madoff, and he didn't catch all these other, all these other Ponzi schemes that went bust, all these other crimes and corruption and money laundering that took place under his watch while he's been working within the government regulators for decades, right? But of course, good guy Gary coming from Goldman Sachs, so we already know where he has been aligned. Senator Warren, we understand where she gets her checks. Remember her motto, Elizabeth, I got a plan for that, Warren. She's got a plan for you. She's got a plan for your crypto, and it's to absolutely take it out. It's to absolutely wipe it out. Been long talking about this, and we have to make our claims. We have to put up our fight. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.